Hello people of YouTube, this is Ethan Hardy here. I have been requested to do a video showing the tools that I have made with Alec Steele during my 6-day Tools to Make Tools curriculum class with Alec Steele in England. So to start right off the bat here, I'm going to start with 2 Hammerite punches. You can see this one's a little bit bigger than the other. This one's for punching hammer eyes in larger hammers, or about 3.5 pounds or so bigger. This one here is for smaller hammers and top tools. This one I directed and Alec Steele struck. This one I struck, Alec Steele directed. Here we have 2 fullers. This is a 3-inch fuller, and I think that's about maybe a 1 1/4 inch from side to side here. This one is a 5/8 wide fuller and 1.5 inch radius. We have here 2 cutoff tools. This one I directed, this one Alec directed. This is a top hot cut, and the cutting blade is parallel to the handle. This one's perpendicular. We have a very large flatter here that we made. This is about 4.5 pounds, and the surface area on the flatter side of it is about 2 1/4 inches or so. And this is a set hammer used for setting the shoulders down on top tools and hammers or whatever you're making, like right there. And next we have 2 tools that were done upon my request. The first one was this 1.5 inch radius top swage, which has come in really handy so far. Mostly it's because it's my only top swage. And I use this for doing the ends on fullers or cross peen hammers. And the second one, as you can see, is not a lot of people have this tool as far as I know, but it has come in really handy so far. This is a hand flatter. So you use it like a punch, you hold it like that, and you strike your hammer on top. The benefit of using this over a flatter with a handle on it is that you have more control if you have a piece between your legs that you're trying to flatten. And you can bear down with pressure and to help keep the flatter in place. So moving on from that, we'll have bottom tools here. Here's a bottom swage that could be used for doing 3-inch fullers. Alec Steele uses it for, and I plan on using it for also when we're laying out the holes for hammers, or laying out punch marks. You can put this in your hardy hole, and it will stabilize the billet while you're doing that. Here's an edge tool for animals that don't have sharp edges. It also has 2 radiused edges. I'm sure this will come in very handy. Here's a cupping tool that we made for putting the round die or face into hammers. Use that in conjunction with a flatter. We have the bottom 3-inch fuller. We have the bottom 5/8 fuller, 1.5 inch radius. And finally we have probably my favorite bottom tool of them all, which is the Brine Brazil style hot cut hardy. This thing, I've used probably about 3 different hot cut hardy styles, and this one is definitely my favorite. It locks in the hardy hole, and to get it out, you just tap it on both sides and it comes very easily out. It cuts material very efficiently because of its round curve, which increases your PSI. Now we'll go to some punches that we made, or that I made. There's a chisel, We have a nose punch for putting the noses in animal heads. Here's a square punch. This is a larger fuller for doing spreading out leaves or fullering manes on horses. Some other punches that we made were things like round punches, slot punch, different things like that. So moving on to hammers. This is the first hammer we made. We made this on the first day. And this is a 2.5 pound rounding hammer. He directed, I struck. It turned out pretty good. Here's another hammer. This is a cross-peen hammer. This one was made differently than all the other tools in that it was made under his power hammer. This, even the punching of the eye was done under the power hammer, and it turned out very nice. So this weighs about 3.5 pounds or so, and it's a good weight for doing heavier drawing out work. Here is my favorite hammer. This is my 4.5 pound rounding hammer. So this one I directed and Alec Steele struck. Very good hammer. I really like the look of it as well as the function of it. You can see, if you looked at one of my earlier videos, you would recognize this hammer here, which is also a 4.5 pound, but as you can see, it's very disproportionate and it's kind of ugly, but this one makes a very, very nice replacement, and I do very much enjoy using this hammer for a lot of things. So other than that, we made a set of hammer eye tongs. Some people refer to them as pickup tongs, right here. So these will, if the handles are closed, they just barely touch, the ends of the jaws just barely touch, and as you can see, this here is a piece of 2.5 inch, a really big piece of steel, and you can see that it's still, the space between the reins is about there, is still quite usable or handleable. And we made a couple of horse head bottle openers. We made a pair of hump tools, not too special, but that was probably, that was very fun to make. This is a 3D Brian Brazil horse head. This is made out of either 1.5" or 1 5/8" round wrought iron. So I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but you can see the lines in there from the wrought iron. So I struck on this, and I put it on a base so it would stand up. And you can see it's got wings, and it was intentionally not made to be Pegasus, but what this is intended to look like or happen is you put this in the vise and upset the bottom, and it would just stand on its own without a base. Well, what ended up happening is it slid down in the vise, and we have these wings. And so on these wings here, we put our touch mark. So there's Alec Steele's S, and there's an H. And so that's it. That is all the tools that we made, or all the tools that I made there. That was very fun time, and it was well worth the experience. And I will recommend his class to anybody wanting to learn blacksmithing, whether it be the Tools to Make Tools curriculum or just general forging. That was probably, forging-wise, one of the most educational weeks, 6 days, of my time as a forger. So or blacksmith.